Good afternoon and welcome to the Kerry Garden Show with myself, Alan Finn. I'm back here in Boyles of Killorglin and I'm joined as always by our gardening expert Miguel. Miguel, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How are you getting on?
I'm all right.
You're all good?
I'm still alive.
You're still alive?
That
Good.
is a bonus.
That's good. Yeah, every day above ground is good.
Actually.
So listen, Miguel, we're here now. Things have kind of come to the end of the season. We're over here by a lot of the containers and stuff because we're going to talk about making some instant colour even at this time of the year.
Okay, so we have talked about late flowering perennials and autumn flowering asters and all these things. But now that the summer is gone, your petunias probably, unless they are the ones we have here under the canopy, they're still perfect.
Protected, they're still going, yeah.
Yes, they will be fading. They will be not as beautiful as they were. And you might be looking for some color for the grave of your parents' grave or whatever, or your hanging baskets or your containers in the front of your house.
Window boxes, yeah.
And why not having new color that will last, plants that will last, to substitute that instead of having all the gray, dark winter.
It'll be grey enough and dark enough.
So I see plenty of people that they have their hanging baskets in the summer. They don't do anything in the winter time.
They just take them down
and
put them away.
Not only hanging baskets, pots in the front that you see them nice flowering weeds now.
Yeah.
Because they're not looking after them. Why not making an extra effort to give that color that you actually need at this time of the year? Because summer is color all over, wherever you look. But in the winter is when you actually need a little bit of...
Everyone needs a lift, yeah. It's like that whole thing about, you know, the blue skies and the sun. If you're going to have that, it's good to have colour in your garden around. A little bit,
you know, if it's something, why not? If we are restricted to summer, but you can still find plenty of colour.
Yeah.
So why being restricted to summer only? I know you have more time, the days are longer, it's brighter, it's more inviting going outside. But you don't need to look after them as much as
the summer plants.
The summer ones.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're gonna try to do small, little, large. I really like, especially for front of the house, I really like sets of pots.
Sets of pots.
We have talked about this.
Okay, yeah.
People tend to go too big. I'm a very big fan of the sets.
Yes.
If you buy glazed, buy a set of glazed. If you buy terracotta, buy a set of large, medium, small, and you will see the difference.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it does. It's nice when you do see that's large, medium, and small, because it's like if they were all the same size, they might block out each other. You're basically displaying them a lot better, isn't it?
They create a beautiful display.
Yeah.
And unless you have a specimen plant in the front, if you are into color, just go mad now.
Go mad now.
Go mad.
Yeah.
Get your sets and go mad. So we're gonna start with the small, let's say grave, all right?
Yeah.
That we have pre-made ones. We made them ourselves. But see this bowl, very interesting.
Beautiful.
So what we have here now in the garden center is all people are asking constantly: Is this winter? Is this summer? Is this? This is autumn color, autumn winter.
Yeah.
Okay. So here, in this case, you have a carex that will give you that yellow-green color.
Yeah.
Very hardy grass.
Yeah.
So you can transplant it after. A caluna, a heather.
Beautiful little heather there, purples.
And autumn violas.
Autumn violas. So these are lovely, kind of a blue.
So what can you expect of this pot in particular is that the calunas should be flowering. You can just leave it.
Yeah, no. I was just do you know what I was actually wondering for? I was wondering, was there holes in the bottom? Because I often see that could be a mistake that people buy these pots.
No, those should come unless it's faulty.
Cheap.
They come with the holes actually.
Yeah, no, it's good. Yeah,
so you can expect these to be flowering till after Christmas.
Okay.
And you can expect the violas to be flowering well after Christmas.
Wow. Okay.
A tricky trick.
Yes, we love to hear some tricks.
A tip here when they go too leggy, just chop them. I've told a few times, especially in violas or pansies, just grab them like if you were cutting a ponytail from your daughter. Just grab the ponytail and cut. Grab a ponytail and cut.
Yeah.
And they will sprout.
They will come back vigorously again, will they? Oh, brilliant.
Yes. Then you cannot expect miracles, okay? People come here and
what?
I had a few
Are you telling me you don't do
complaints.
miracles? Come on.
A few complaints because these calunas, another ones that we had last year, they didn't flower as long as they were expecting. Nothing flowers forever. Those are autumn flowering heathers, right?
Okay.
Then we have the winter ones that are not as classy, as nice as this one.
And I know there's kind of some painted ones as well, which kind of around Christmas.
We have already the painted ones. They are very nice for giving some color. Those are painted with vegetable ink.
Vegetable ink, so it's not anything toxic.
Not toxic.
Yeah.
And what happens is the rains start washing
them off, yeah.
And next year you will have
green ones.
White.
Oh, white?
They are always white heathers.
Oh, go away.
So you'll have white flowers next year. Don't expect them. It's people that buy them and they don't
expect
think
them to come back orange.
Yes.
Orange next year, right?
Yes, yes. People don't think that they are painted and they look so real actually that.
Well, they can. No, look, they're
check,
good.
You can notice if you check if you look at the pot is orange or blue as well because they painted with a spray gun.
Yeah, to make it easier.
But they are very interesting. They won't die.
Yeah.
They will be the color, their original paint will be fading and they will be coming next year into green.
And with these flowers then they go brown, don't they? And then they just fall off.
What happens here is the flowers go brown and then you'll see when the season is gone, you see the new shoots, the new growth coming on the tips.
On the very tips?
Yeah. Okay. And that will give you a hint of.
But you don't cut them back or anything.
You don't need to cut them back unless that you want. What I will do is transplant that plant somewhere else.
Okay. Okay. Right.
So that's the beauty of the winter containers. Is they are all hardy. They are all hardy, and they are mostly all perennials.
Okay.
Even violas will be coming back next year.
Yeah, so we've got other ones there as well too. You've got a bigger version of the grass as well, like just how we'd actually put them all together, like, you know.
Exactly. You can combine whatever you want in the way you want, but you want to give a little bit of height and a little bit of color. We have another container here.
That's another.
That's Ionimus. That's another hardy shrub. We bring them in 9-centimeter pots, but these plants will be growing next year. Will be growing as a shrub. That's again the beauty of them.
Yeah.
You have primroses.
Primroses, yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Yeah,
they are perennials. They are hardy perennials. People tend to throw them to the bin. Yeah. But they will be coming back next year as well.
Yeah.
We have cyclamen. We have talked about cyclamen. They have an acorn here.
Yeah.
They have an acorn here. I'm gonna show you.
Oh, their main.
See, it's an acorn here.
Oh, okay,
they're like a bulb.
The bulb.
That's what it has to be transplanted. If you transplant the plant, when you are finished with those containers, put it somewhere. You forget about them. I think I told it last year. I said that last year. I have a friend that has a woodland at the end of his house, and it has a bank. He just created with logs and himself, no? And what he's doing is transplanting all the cyclamen that he buys for the winter, for the house, for the outside the house. He transplants them there, and he puts some bulbs as well, daffodils, and then when you go now from September onwards, he has a stretch like a meter and a half wide for 30 or 40 meters. That he's been every year he's been adding 10, to it. 20, 10, 20 that he buys. And it's just mind-blowing. Wow. So don't throw them to the bin.
Don't throw them, the primroses
because
and the
they are all winter equals hardy.
Hardy, yeah. And even this small little one, which I think, as you said, it could do for grave or it could do outside a pot, outside a house. It's literally just 2 little cyclamens, just
and
nice
off
and
you go. You can
red
do,
and white.
If you cannot do that yourself, what can you do?
I tell you what,
it's very easy. You probably have a little bit of leftover compost at home. You grab 2 plants, go. And it's not just take them out, put them in. You don't need special skills. You don't need to be a gardener for doing that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have gone through small, we have gone to medium, and we have gone to large.
So with the big ones.
What do we want in large containers?
Oh, do I know? A centerpiece. A centerpiece.
Exactly. So what can we do with here with the centerpiece if it's a large container?
Yeah.
We can add one of these shrubs in a larger size.
Euonymus, yeah.
Or you can add any other long-lasting autumn flowering plant.
So what two have we got here now? There's two nice ones here.
Astromerias and a dahlia. What is this dahlia with 200 buds about to come yet?
Yeah.
Hmm?
Beautiful,
so
bright yellow.
Exactly.
My goodness, that's a stunning bright yellow.
You put this in the middle of the pot. And then really what you do with the other ones?
So then, yeah, around the time that you've got some ivy.
I got some ivy to give it a little bit of trailing.
I
picked this pot in particular because black it makes green shine.
What's green?
So this is a very spectacular plant here, and then you can dress them around ivy with whatever you want.
Yeah.
So what I will do here is following the guidelines of the small ones. So you have the centerpiece, and you start dressing them around basically till you fill the pot.
Violas.
So you can do whatever you want.
Heathers.
Let's have in mind that the foliage won't leave the pansies here. You can clean a little bit the foliage.
Yeah.
And then you can dress it with whatever you want. I will do a few pansies, a few violas.
Yeah.
Fill it with a few cyclamen.
Yeah.
And off you go.
Now, and what about dianthus? Is that another one?
Dianthus is another one.
Yeah.
That goes as well. I was about to forget. I have a tray somewhere here. Autumn, very hardy plants, very reliable plants. They will give you a good few color.
Beautiful, and there's a couple of different varieties of dianthus in here, isn't there?
But the essential part of this, I repeat myself, is those plants will be coming back next year. If you don't want a flowering dahlia and if you don't want a flowering plant that is going to be out of flowers at the end of October, you can do a medium-sized shrub of your choice with some color.
Yeah.
Don't forget that you can transplant them after.
Okay.
You get a medium-sized shrub, and you get all these violas around.
Yeah.
All these pansies around the ivy.
Yeah.
Get a good compost. If you want to use last year compost, because you have a large pot, remove 1/3 of the top.
Okay.
The top compost, the top part of the top.
That needs to be fresh, because that's dead of nutrients.
At least giving you a good start with the new plants, right?
It would be good to kind of fill, as you said, fill the bottom, but you need a good 1/3.
Exactly. To give
fresh
the plants a good start. And because we are in the winter or autumn, it doesn't mean that we don't need to feed them.
Yeah.
All right. As we are not going to be as
attentive.
Exactly, because of the weather. Because of the time. Again, if you come back from work at 6, it's nearly dark already.
It is,
So use slow release compost.
Slow release. We have here a brochure from Westland.
Slow release food. If not,
your all-purpose
Miracle Grow. That will be very handy. But in this case, I will probably go for this.
Slow release,
They are not as explosive as the summer ones.
Yes.
So you're mixing shrubs with small violas or small primroses. Oh man!
You're knocking them over.
It's the third time I throw it.
Third time, that cyclamen is just like he wants to get away from it.
I'm gonna have to transplant these actually. So don't forget to feed them.
Yeah.
In a perfect world, you will be deadheading the violas. You definitely need to deadhead the
cyclamens as well.
The cyclamen, if possible.
Yeah. Okay?
The problem with the cyclamen, if you don't deadhead them, is they can be soggy and wet.
Yeah.
And they can ruin the plant.
The actual the.
That won't die. If that happens, if they go to, it rottens. It doesn't mean that the plant is gone. People just throw them to the bin. That will be coming back.
Okay.
Put it aside.
Put it aside in the dry part of the shade.
Get another one if you want a very cool one.
Yeah.
But put it somewhere.
Okay.
Put it somewhere. They will be coming back.
Yeah.
While the acorn is hard, they should be coming back. When the acorn is soggy, exactly.
Okay.
When the acorn is soggy is when it's gone. But they can be eaten by. I have seen them eaten by vine weevil larvae.
Oh, right.
And coming back.
Okay.
And coming back, being mangled and living there.
And they still come back after that.
And a few weeks
oh, wow.
after coming back.
Okay, right. So they are very, very hardy.
So they're very hardy.
So that's it is one of the word you've used a lot. They're hardy plants. They're still beautiful colour. Like here on this table alone, you've got pinks, whites, purples, blues, yellows, and pinks. It's absolutely amazing.
Plenty more we have there.
Plenty more as well.
We have all the colours you can imagine.
So now could be the perfect time for you to go and get a container, as Miguel said.
Get a set.
The set of containers. And that's not just a sales pitch; it's for display purposes.
Oh, I love that.
Beautiful.
I love it. It's just everybody's different.
Yeah.
Everybody likes different things, of course. But I like when I see those sets of 3 with matching colors, and they look full. They make the place look. The corner looks full. I love them. I absolutely love them.
Okay, well, if you want to feel that as well too, Miguel loves them. Come on in and to your garden centre and maybe start getting a next little bit of winter projects and winter colour into your garden and around your house. Miguel, thank you as always for your advice and tips. Thank you for listening and for watching. Until next time, happy gardening.